All right, let's get started. Wait there, everyone. This is Regular Spot Store. Welcome back to Higurashi no Nakokoro ni. This is Minagoro Shihen, the 7th arc. And, yeah, let's boot it up. Um, so last time, KH was entrusted by the whole village after having only been there for a little while, um, as a resident, with, contributing to the Watanagashi Festival. He this time auctioned off some cheap goods that everyone got together and donated. Um, and KHM did it with a little persuasion. Um, but yeah, I guess it's a big event for him as a resident. And people were remembering things from previous worlds. Um, um, were showing that they remembered things from previous worlds. Rena recalled her murdering Rina or Ritsuko and Teppe. I don't know if she recalled Teppe, but Rina Ritsuko, whatever you want to call her, she definitely remembered murdering her in a dream. And she came to Mion with it, and just airing things out with Mion was enough for her to realize she just needed to set her dad straight and get him to get her out of the picture in a much kinder way. One second. Allergies. But yeah, let's continue. Rika is still our main protagonist, so Cage has kind of been the protagonist of this last um, stream that we did of it. I want to call it an episode. I guess it is for YouTube, but yeah. Let's go. Um, yeah, I read that. That's from Hanyu's perspective. Um, so let's just continue. I always make a point to read tips right after finishing the previous part, but I just want to double check. Hello. I'm surprised to see you here on a day other than Sunday. Yeah, Rika's trying to change her fate. She's trying to employ whoever it is necessary to bring in for this.
I had something I want to ask Takano. Is he here today?
No. She must be on a date with Lisa-san. Ah, I wish I had a date too. Oh.
Why do you call him Lisa? I don't understand.
Sorry, I got stuff in my lashes. Yeah. You should ask him yourself. It was a small mistake I made when we first met. It was funny how he reacted.
I don't get it. That's what nicknames are all about, though.
What did you want to talk to her about? I'll see her at the meeting tonight, so I'll take a message if you want.
Thank you very much. But I'd rather talk to her directly.
I see. All right. I should get back to my work now then.
Have you not seen any patients today?
Been busy with paperwork for the meeting tonight. I've been preparing it for a while, but I didn't have enough time. I'll get in trouble if it's not finished in time.
Aren't you busy coaching the baseball team too? You have so much energy.
I'm such a busy guy. I've been looking for a cute maid who would take care of the chores and help me with other work, but I've had no such luck.
He laughed and looked at his watch. He seemed to be in a hurry. You have any idea where Takamo is right now?
They're probably going around to different places in the village. I know that they always meet at the shrine. She left not too long ago, so she might still be somewhere near there.
I looked at the clock on the wall. I must have just missed her. This was no time to be chatting with Irie. Thank you very much. I'll try the shrine.
You shouldn't bother those lovers, since they only see each other 4 times a year. He smiled mischievously and waved his hand goodbye.
He smiled mischievously and waved his hand in goodbye. I headed back to the shrine. I was going to park my bike by the stairs that led to the shrine grounds, or the stairs that lead to the shrine grounds. Satoko and I are the only people who park our bikes there normally, but I saw more than 10 bikes there today. People must be gathering at the convention room. There are more and more meetings when the Watanagashi Festival draws closer. Seeing all these bikes reminded me that summer is nearly here. Most of the bikes were old and beat up. However, I saw 2 unfamiliar ones parked there. They were sporty mountain bikes with the same design, but different colors. They must belong to Takano and Tomitake.
I need to clear my throat. Post nasal drip. Oh, wrong window.
I went up the stairs to look for the 2 of them, but I couldn't find either. Was there any place with a great view for taking pictures? I tried looking in places like that, but I still couldn't find them. So I started looking based on what Takano might be interested in. I could only think of one place. How is it? Jiro-san.
It's a pretty simple lock. All I need is the right tool. I should be able to open it in a minute.
You can do that? You opened the lock to my heart. But that's not the only thing you're good at, huh? Mm-hmm. I'm going to curse you. The 2 of them jumped in surprise as I suddenly appeared in front of them. Hello, Rikata. It wasn't nice of you to scare us like that. It's not nice to try to open the ritual storehouse's lock either.
She's right, Takano-san. We can't do something like that.
Tomitake conceded right away, but Takano was stubborn. She made up excuses to try and fool me. Based on my previous lives, I knew just how much interest she had in the storehouse. It was actually rather impressive how hard she tried to cover that up. The ritual storehouse is full of the remainder of the dark history of Onagafuchi.
Is the town before the town. Um, another similarity with Silent Hill, I guess. Really, Higurashi and Silent Hill aren't that similar. But yeah, the town before the town.
It contains bloody and vicious tools that Takano is fascinated with. She should have a good idea as to what those things are inside the storehouse based on what she has been researching. She was making up some story about cultural treasures and such, but it was obvious that she was just making excuses. Tomitake also seemed impressed, listening to Takano's phony justifications. In the past, I've tried to conceal what was inside of the storehouse from Takano because I don't want her spreading information about the holy and brutal traditions they used to have in Onagafuchi village. It would be a disgrace. As a member of the Hudade family, I can't let that happen. Looking at the history of Onagafuchi in the way Takano does is a painful thing for Hanyu as well. For Hanyu, the ritual storehouse is a special place. I don't know what's so nice about being surrounded by those scary ritual tools, but she feels cozy when she's surrounded by the smell of old times. The storage is like Hanyu's hideout. When I can't see her, she's usually relaxing in here. I don't want Hanyu's happy place to be turned into the bloody, horrifying den of evil Takano believes it to be. That's why I've been keeping Takano away from the ritual storehouse. Come to think of it, why am I so mean to her? Is it because I hate her? I should stop feeling that way. I have to keep in close contact with Takano and Tomitake. I won't give up just because it didn't work before. I'm going to try one more time. This world is different from the other ones. I might be able to change their fate, which in turn might change my own. And you? I'm thinking about showing the ritual storehouse to Takano. And you made an irritated face. Takano will lose herself in ecstasy if she sees what's inside of there. She'll run around spreading rumors of the bloody history of Onagafuchi. And you wasn't too excited about that prospect. I'm not trying to trade favor with Takano. But I think it might give me a chance to talk to her. Takano holds on to grudges, so if I'm mean to her now, she might not listen to me later. I understand that Hanyu doesn't want her inside this holy place, but she can't do anything more than be irritated about it. I'm the only one who can make the ultimate decision. Besides, she'll forgive me if I promise to eat something sweet later. Takano? If you will keep it secret, I'll let you in. Really? Inside the ritual storehouse? You don't mean inside an emergency shelter, right? I mean it. I'll let you into the ritual storehouse. You mean this storehouse? Inside of this building? I'm not trying to trick you or anything. I'll let you inside. Nipa! Nipa! I've never seen such a big smile on her face before. Now this is a miracle. I'm seeing this face for the first time in 100 years. Tomitake must be feeling the same way. His image of Takano was slowly falling apart as we spoke, I'm sure. No, maybe he just found a new side of her to love instead. I'm surprised that Takano is actually such a funny person. Communication is important. It's sometimes so hard to tell what people are all about.
The other day, a few days ago, I bit like right there. Um, I can't really call it my lip, but and of course, I must have severed or otherwise scabbed up salivary duct, so the gland is just swollen. Um, hasn't really been bothering me that much, except for the fact that I know it's there, um, which is getting me more now than it was before. Did I read that last part?
It's sometimes so hard to tell what people are all about. We remained there and watched Takano spinning into light for a while. It's a secret, so no one can see us going inside.
You're right. I'll try and calm her down.
I'll go get the keys now. By the time I came back with the key, Takano was totally calm again.
I, I wasn't picking up what I was trying to read at first, and I guess I felt like I needed to read through that line for some reason before I read aloud. I need to sniffle again. Uh, oh no.
By the time I came back with the key, Takano was totally calm again.
I think I read that before.
She was obviously trying to hide how gleeful she was, though. I thought she was a mature lady, but she might still be a kid at heart. I think they called that something like Yap Moe.
I'll just trust you on that one.
I picked that term up at some point from KH, but I'm still not sure how it's used.
Excuse me.
Well then, Takano, Tomitake. Before we go inside, you must promise me something. Otherwise, you can't go in. Of course. You're willing to break the rules to open the forbidden storehouse for us. We'll keep our promises.
Takano-san, you have to take this seriously.
I am taking it seriously. My image of Takano is falling to pieces right now. Same here. Her market is crashing all over the world.
That's something I would imagine Rika saying in her child voice. Not knowing how to use certain expressions. Although maybe it makes sense in Japanese and I'm just not getting it. Sorry.
Lena said it before. It's not a good idea to think about problems all on your own. I always hated the crazy part of Takano, and I didn't want to be close to her. But I never thought she could act this way. She was acting almost like Rina does when in her cute mode. Had I known that she was as funny a person as this, I wouldn't have felt resentment toward her. I realized how important communicating can be. First of all, you have to promise you won't tell anybody that you went inside the storehouse.
Oh, wrong voice.
First of all, you have to promise you won't tell anybody that you went inside the storehouse. Do not tell anyone. Of course I will. I'll promise. Takano put her hands to her chest. She also forced Tomitake to do the same. It was funny to watch Tomitake trying to keep up with Takano, too. Also, you can't damage anything inside the storehouse. Of course not. Is it okay if I take pictures? You can, but I'll charge 100 yen per picture. What? How much money do you have on you right now, Jiro-san? If you pay me 10,000 yen, you can take all the photos you want. It's a good deal. I'll take it. Jiro-san?
Of course. He's her wallet.
He paid me the money for real. Hanyu seemed excited, knowing that the money could be used for buying desserts.
Say.
Anyway, it's a nice person. You're so greedy.
Excuse me.
I finally got approval from Oyashiro-sama, the master of the storehouse. We'd have no more problems now. The ritual storehouse is behind the building with the convention room. Sometimes, people come out for a cigarette break. I can't let anybody see us entering.
You're good. No one is around.
Tomitake checked out the scene and gave me the signal to go ahead. I nodded at him and unlocked the door. I pushed open the heavy door just far enough for us to sneak inside. You look suspicious if you wait outside like that.
What? I could come inside too?
He seemed surprised that I was asking him to come inside with us. Tomitake, of course, wasn't particularly interested in what was inside the storehouse. I expected his surprised reaction. Hiro-san, Rikata is telling you to come inside. Come on now.
All right.
Tomitake squeezed inside as Takano urged him. I turned the light on and closed the door. Then I put the chain on from inside. You're locking us in? You're locking us in? It says that a bad kitty cat won't sneak inside, you know? Sneak inside, you know?
Sorry.
Are you talking about me?
All right. Hardly a drop of limeade left in that mug. I have to get more.
Takano, a cat is supposed to go out. Meow, meow. What do you mean? If you don't act like a cat, I'm not going to let you see what's in here. I brought cat ears and a collar with a bow for you, too. If you don't put them on, get on all fours, and meow, then I won't open the next door. The shrine storehouse has 2 doors, so that people can't see inside when the first door is opened.
Mm. Try to manage that concept of sanctity.
At the moment, we were inside the entry chamber. The real storehouse is in the room beyond.
But what? That's a bad joke, Rika-chan. You wouldn't really.
Whatever. I'll do it if I have to. You're testing me to see how devoted I am to my research, aren't you, Rika-chan? Fine. If that's what you want, then I'll wear cat ears, bloomers, and a tail, crawl in the forest before an empty milk bowl, and beg, please let me drink your milk, master. She definitely would have joined the club if she was around our age. I agree. Hey, remember how they said the shredded stocks felt like snow on Wall Street during the Great Crash? Takano's value right now reminds me of that. Bring it on, Mikacha. Are you sure I only have to wear the ears and the collar?
Don't ask questions. Takano-san, this door isn't even locked. See, push and it opens.
Really? My dear, how shameful of me. Tomitaka has no sense of humor. He just turned off a lot of viewers who were looking forward to seeing Takano in the cat outfit. Anyway, he's right. You just have to push it. Once we went through the door, we found ourselves inside the storage area. There were no windows in there, so it was completely dark, even during the day. There were several light bulbs hanging from the ceiling, but they were dim, and their light only exaggerated the darkness inside. Oyashiro-sama's statue and the altar dominated the center of the room. You were surrounded by tons of ancient torture implements. They were all over the floor, walls, and ceiling. It looked like a torture room, rather than just storage for tools intended for one.
This is amazing.
Tomitake was rendered speechless.
Not exactly.
They were nothing like those fake torture implements that they might have seen in a wax museum or someplace like that. The tools in this room are the genuine articles. I never like to think about it, but I'm sure some of them really were used. These authentic tools always have a big impact on the people who see them. But Tomitake was the only one who was shocked, since he was the only normal person in the room. Takano's eyes were sparkling. She was taking pictures while meowing like a cat.
She doesn't mind.
This place isn't special to me. Of course, I know I'm supposed to treat it as a holy place, but I'm so used to seeing all these things after coming here countless times since I was little. To me, it's nothing but a storehouse with a lot of old stuff inside. As for Hanyu, she says it's the only place the air from times past lingers in this present day, so she actually finds it comforting. I get in a good mood when I come here, because Hanyu gets in a good mood. This is a relaxing place for her.
Oh, hold on. My nasal pharynx is just a glob with mucus. I just invented that word, glob. 1 second. Hopefully that helps.
As I watched Tomitake's reaction, I noticed how totally off my values are from normal people's. Takano's reaction seemed more natural to me, in a sense. And you seemed to be bothered by Tomitake's reaction, too. Maybe it was a bad idea to let him come inside after all. Not like I could kick him out at this point. Hanyu and I sat on a cushion in front of the altar and watched Takano dance with childish glee while Tomitake made touching efforts to keep up.
I wonder why they made so many torture implements. The whole purpose of torture is to make people confess something, right? Why was it necessary for them to have so many?
Jiro-san, do you know that there are two ways to threaten people with torture implements? The first one is to inflict pain on the victim.
I figured you'd say that.
The other way is to threaten the victim by just showing him the tools. In that sense, having a countless number of them can give tremendous fear to the victim.
Uh, I've heard that torture requires skill. I suppose it's hard to really hurt people without killing them. I want to do that sentence again. I suppose it's hard to really hurt people without killing them.
Tomitake acted like he's having a conversation with Takano. His voice was obviously unsteady. Some Western torture implements were so vicious that if they really used it on the victim, they would have killed him instantly. To be precise, there are two types of torture implements. First, there are simple tools that are simply used to make the victim confess. The other type is for entertaining those who are watching the torture. I'm frustrated that some people can't tell the difference between those two.
Uh, let, let me ask you, what were they trying to gain from the victims by using these tools?
Tomitake asked me that. He must have thought that Takano would say something far more scary if he asked her. He's forgetting that I'm just a little innocent girl. I think they were forcing their victims to obey the rules of Onigafuchi village. That's what I believe. Am I right? Yes, you are. Most of these tools were never built for actual use. They were simply displayed in front of the villagers to intimidate them.
Sorry.
That's why there are records saying that when they actually tried to use them, some of them were the wrong size or simply malfunctioned.
So they really did use some of them then. That's not a pleasant story.
Some people were just not obedient, despite the threat of Oyashiro-sama's curse. Arigato. Are you sure that these tools were mainly used to intimidate people in the village?
I don't know what's wrong with me. Um,
I've heard these were used for cooking and dissecting during the real Watanagashi. Anita was making a frustrated face. She didn't want to remember the dark history of Onagashi village. People performed countless torture ceremonies in front of her, claiming that they were doing it in her name, the name of Oyashiro-sama. She asked them not to do that, but no one was able to hear or see her. Now comment.
even while I'm struggling to do other child voice Sika parts, I could do the nipas. I really like that. It's like it allows me to shine through, um, despite whatever I'm doing otherwise. She always talks to me about it too. Long ago, the villagers of Onigafuchi would receive a divine message, go down to the foot of the mountain, kidnap people, and eat them, right? I wonder why they did that. Was it a display of force or something? All right.
I believe it was a type of ceremony to make them all realize they were higher on the food chain. The greatest outspoken reasons Onagafuchi forbade intermingling with outsiders were that the village was a holy land, and they were transcendents, greater beings than humans. Mingling with tainted humans will bring corruption. That's what they were taught. So they probably needed to reaffirm their idea that they were above humans at regular intervals.
More than just Japan. I mean, that's what they did in like the whole Semitic area in like ancient times. Um, the Bible talks about David having to remove King Saul and Prince Jonathan's heads and bury them. In Japan, there's a tradition of displaying severed heads on pikes. While such a warning is inhumane, it's an extremely good deterrent.
The victim was brutally tortured in public, and then they were eaten alive. What would you think if you saw something like that? Anyone would simply think that they wouldn't want to be in that same situation. There's also a history of crucifixion in this country.
I mentioned it before, but they don't use nails in the wrists and ankles. Instead, they just tie the wrists and ankles. And I guess they did that sometimes in Roman times too. But in Japan, they would take spears and go X shaped through the chest. And yeah.
They hung the victim and stabbed him with spears in front of an audience. You probably already know this, Jiro-san, but people don't really die from being stabbed once or twice. They might have a chance to die if they were stabbed in the stomach or chest, but it's not instant like a guillotine. They bled from the wounds, their guts were pulled out, and they eventually died by drowning in their own blood. In that sense, a guillotine is such a merciful tool. Did you know? The, the guillotine was invented for the nobility. It was invented because they were able to die instantly, which wasn't the case with shooting or hanging. The nobles got special treatment all the way up to death.
But what I remember is that it was invented around the time of the French Revolution, and I don't think it was just the nobles that got it. Probably talking about A Tale of Two Cities. I don't know when it was adapted to film. I'm assuming it was adapted to film from this, but yeah.
There's an old black and white movie that I know of. It's a love story set during the French Revolution, but the final guillotine scene is the best part. The nobles are lined up and bound in chains, and they get publicly executed on the guillotine one by one. Stop. Next. Snap. Next. Snap. Human lives are taken away like they're on a conveyor belt. There's no last words or prayers or anything. Snap. Next. Snap.
And why'd you say it was the best part? Maybe just the whole rest of the movie was crap for her.
It's not even entertaining because it's over in a flash. No one holds any sentiment for their deaths. The audience enjoys how the nobles' heads are sliced off like vegetables. It's like a show to them. I think it's more respectful to kill someone slowly and brutally. That way, people will pay a little bit more attention to them, right? Oeshiro-sama here was the one who made this brutal torture possible. Takano raises her hand to honor the statue of Oeshiro-sama.
Hanya is probably going to be chiming in around now.
Oeshiro-sama is just an idol created by human beings. That idol was worshipped with fear and made divine.
I feel bad because I'm obviously not that great at the Takano voice, and this is a voice acting stream, and Takano's voice is a large part of what I'm doing right now.
Yes, people laid the bricks of his church with rules and doctrines, strengthening it with the mortar of curses and malediction. As they stacked and stacked those bricks up high, its height reached up to heaven, and their God was placed above it all. Gods are born because people desire them. So when people seek to rule others with fear, they become the collection of blood, torture, and pure terror. And here, they call that god Oeshiro-sama. In other words, this proves that the stairs to godhood are built not by gods, but by human hands, and shows the way for us humans to attain further heights and...
I wanted to say future heights.
Her passionate lecture was interrupted by a loud noise. As I looked back, Hanyu was jumping up and down with her eyes full of tears. She was stomping the floor as hard as she could, making a loud noise instead of screaming out with her unheard voice. However, it all amounted to the same thing. Hanyu cannot be hurt by people. That's right. Right. Hanyu. People get tortured, killed. What? People to be happy together.
Sorry.
course, not everything is perfect. But I know people that just their time about things.
That's so hard. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to go on.
And you are who you are. Oyashiro-sama has nothing to do with you. That's not.
Uh,
Wait, Takano. You always got horrible things about me. She's a bully. She's a bully. Was it a bad idea for me to bring Takano in here? I knew that Takano would get overstimulated and say something like this. Fortunately, Hanyu's rejection indirectly reached Takano, and she stopped lecturing. Somehow, Tomitake had heard the noise that Hanyu made. He pressed his finger in front of his lips and told Takano to be quiet. What is it?
well, I just heard a sound like a child was jumping around. There might be a child somewhere near this building.
Really? I didn't hear anything.
I'm sure I heard it. Takano-san, we're in here in secret. I think you should look around without making any noise.
Takano seemed disappointed, but Tomitake was right. She had no choice but to be quiet. Tomitake, there are no children around this place.
Are you sure? You didn't hear it either? I'm sure I heard a noise.
I heard it too. But it wasn't coming from outside the building. It was jumping right behind me. I guess you heard it from far away, but it's very loud to me. I was standing in front of the altar, and the statue of Oyashiro-sama was right behind me. Tomitake seemed freaked out after hearing what I just told him. Although he was trying to fake a smile, his face was turning pale. However, Takano didn't seem scared at all. Takano. You can't say things that would upset Oyashiro-sama in front of him. Oyashiro-sama is very angry now. Can't you hear his voice? It's fortunate that she can't, to be honest. Even if she heard it, it would be nothing but tears. My job as a shrine maiden to begin with is to tell humans what Oyashiro-sama is feeling. I'm responsible for speaking on Hanyu's behalf. Takano must have realized that I was very serious about what I just said. She apologized to me right away. I'm sorry. I took it too far. I'm sorry, Oyashiro-sama. You are God, as long as people worship you. Even though I may not worship you, you are still holy. I'm sorry for disrespecting you. Ryuji-sama loves sweet food. You'll get cursed unless you offer something sweet through me. Tomitake couldn't help but smile. Takano also smiled. She bowed to me, promising to bring over some cream puffs soon. Takano finally stopped saying bad things about Oyashiro-sama. She also promised to bring me something sweet. Hanyu was still upset, but she was probably satisfied for the moment. But I didn't know what she meant by the 3 fingers she was showing to me. Was she telling me to ask Takano for that too? Being her shrine maiden was not an easy thing. Oyashiro-sama is saying that he wants at least 3 cream puffs. I just want to make it clear that it's not me asking for that.
Anytime it's 2 voices or more at the same time, I just let them do it.
They took it as a joke I made to reduce the tension. Tomitake and Takano cracked up, holding their stomachs. Hanyu was looking at them with surprise, not knowing why they were laughing. My face, meanwhile, was turning red with embarrassment. Fine. I'll get 3 delicious cream puffs for Oyashiro-sama. Should I get some for you and Satoko-chan too? No, I don't need any. But there is something that I want to tell you. What is it? Since you let me inside the storehouse today, I'm willing to do anything for you now. Then, I want you to believe what I am about to tell you now. Please don't ask me why, or make fun of me. Please believe me, and change fate to save me. Both of them showed surprise to see such a serious look on my face. I was sure they'd be surprised. After all, I was about to explain to them that they were going to die in 2 days. I'm sure they'd want to deny that. And I knew a fair bit about their deaths. If I could explain it to them in detail, they wouldn't be able to laugh it off. I'd talked to them about it several times in previous lives, but they never took it seriously. I only had that slight possibility that they might believe me. Hopefully, the possibility is as small as a miracle. It should be engraved on the side of a die. My friends overcame their fates, and they all rolled a 6. Should I call that a miracle? Please, God, let me roll a 6 again. Please let them believe that death is upon them.
Higurashi no naku koru ni kai. Whose voice is this? EDA turned the light on as soon as he finished his presentation. There were about 8 men wearing lab coats inside the meeting room. The man sitting at the far end was the only person without one. Upon seeing Irie finish his speech, he clapped his hands several times. Having noticed his applause, the other men in the room soon followed suit. Excellent. Very, very excellent. I'm quite satisfied with your progress.
Your hard work has paid off, Dr. Idiot.
No, I would say it's because of my incredible staff. I really do owe them my gratitude. We really are getting close to finding a perfect cure. There are a few more sticking points left, but they can all be resolved with time and financing. We're counting on your support on that front. With sufficient funding and labor, I estimate we'll be done within 3 years. By 1986, we should be able to establish a complete treatment for it. I'm not sure why the musical is all over the place volume-wise. I don't know if you're hearing that too. You should be. I was doing different stuff with my audio interface, trying to connect a guitar and then a bass guitar to it. Um, so, maybe that's part of it. But I don't know. From here on out, our challenges are establishing a treatment package that other, unspecialized medical facilities can easily administer, and developing an easier, cheaper test for it.
With regards to testing, Dr. Idiot is currently researching ways to detect potential patients through blood samples. Once that process is established, the test can be administered alongside regular physical exams, and we believe that will drive the costs down significantly.
I can't take it in because the music. All right. That's wonderful to hear. The current tests are pretty involved and expensive, after all. Sorry, I'm truly grateful to hear you considering the costs too. Healthy citizens are supposed to be our nation's assets, so it really is shameful to bring up the budget, but from our position, we'd like to shave every yen we can off the costs. Of course, we understand. If we established a treatment that was impossible due to the costs, it'd just be a pie in the sky. It's our job to develop a practical treatment, not a theoretical one. Tomitake started clapping again, and everyone followed him. That's a bit far. You're truly a respectable man, as well as a talented doctor. Now the music's acting up again. I'm honored to have met you. No, I can't sincerely accept your applause until every person has been treated, and the so-called curse of Oyashiro-sama has been exterminated. We hope for your continued cooperation until that time. Likewise. I'll do everything I can to make sure you receive almost every yen in the budget you've outlined. Please keep up the good work. Tomitake and Irie shook hands, and the meeting room was filled with applause yet again.
That's it for tonight's meeting. Tomorrow's the main event we're all waiting for. The budget hearing. Let's all push hard.
Hold on, let me see. Takano was being sarcastic, of course. The staff members in lab coats were smiling bitterly. Well, I'll give my greatest efforts for the budget you all need, too. To be honest, I want to be on your side myself. But I'm the one who has to explain things to the brass, and when they come down on directly. You have my deepest apologies, but regretfully, I'll be rigorously examining the budget. Please continue lending me your cooperation. That's your job, so we can't blame you. We'll see you tomorrow. In any case, that's it for today. Once Irie declared the meeting over, his white-coated staff gathered up their documents and left after glancing at the clock. It was almost midnight. The staff who were off tomorrow might be all right, but those scheduled to work needed sleep soon, or it would hinder them the next day. Takano gathered up the butts from the ashtrays as well as the empty coffee cans.
My, some people didn't drink their coffee.
I was just looking at that again. Coffee cans, such a Japanese thing. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like Starbucks, they might have like canned coffee products, but I don't know who drinks them. I don't think cold brew does. Um, yeah. Oh,
My, some people didn't drink their coffee. We managed to get a coffee budget for meetings approved, but I wonder if they'll cut that budget if people don't drink it.
don't be so mean. I'm not doing this because I enjoy it, you know. Oh, Takano-san. I'll take that leftover coffee. I'll take one too. That's kind of gross. That way, the budget won't go to waste. You all enjoy. I'm referring to them, actually, not you. Sorry. You can enjoy too, if you're permitted. The two of them seemed more relaxed with the other staff members gone. The two of them seemed more relaxed with the other staff members gone. Tomitake and Yirie loosened their collars in a sign of relief. How are Rika-chan and Satoko-chan? Are they doing fine? I was forgetting what kind of test was being referred to for a second, forgetting they're all medical people. Well, aside from Tomitake-san, who's apparently military. Um, I was thinking school test for some reason, but that wouldn't make sense. But I figured it out. I heard last week that Satoko-chan's test results weren't that good recently. No, but it actually wasn't that big of a deal. She was a bit out of sorts because of the heat wave. Her new results came out very stable. That's a way to say it.
Dr. Hideya is very passionate about Satoko-chan.
That's not true. As a physician, I treat all of my patients equally, to the best of my ability. He's talking to the Japanese government about this. Now you know. Now you know who you're funding. But if she feels grateful and decides to become my maid, that would be wonderful. No, that's proving quite difficult. It would be wonderful if there were a way to completely cure Satoko-chan. But I guess that's what's difficult. Once a patient reaches the L5 state like Satoko-chan has, it's easy for them to re-experience hallucinations, similar to a patient suffering from flashbacks. Those technically aren't caused by the disease, but by the normal defense mechanisms cultivated in the brain. Like the idiom, a scalded dog fears cold water suggests, the brain naturally uses past experiences proactively for our survival.
In simpler terms, emotional trauma. Worse yet, we suspect she may have suffered damage directly to her frontal lobe, so she needs more delicate counseling and long-term medication than the usual trauma patient.
Which would explain why Satoko went over the edge again, um, at the end of Tatari Goroshi, pushing Keiichi off the bridge, thinking he went over the edge. Because the first time she went over the edge, it was revealed in that arc that she thinks she may have pushed her parents over the waterfall. Um, um, anyway, um,
Worse yet, we suspect she may have suffered damage directly to her frontal lobe, so she needs more delicate counseling and long-term medication than the usual trauma patient.
You may be able to treat her illness, but you can't treat her mental health. Is that what you're saying?
There are plenty of people functioning in society with emotional trauma. Even if she's just one more to the mix, that's still a miraculous recovery considering the state she used to be in.
And I've got a spam person uh, in my chat. Let me take care of them. Do 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 do. Paste. Block. 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 Sorry. I don't know why I thought I could do that at that octave, but I just subjected you all to that, so my apologies. Um okay. Think about diabetic patients. There's no cure, but many of them live happily by managing their condition. She still needs 3 shots a day? No, she's recovered quite a bit, so she's down to twice a day now. I think that puts a lot less strain on her, too. Oh,
She was so afraid in the beginning. Marika-chan talked her into it.
but to getting the shots, you mean? Satoko-chan was told that she's receiving financial support from us by supporting our research. So she thinks that she's getting 2 shots a day, not because she's sick. But as a test subject for your research?
Jiro-san? It would It would be a horrible thing for us to explain to her what kind of illness she's suffering from. Didn't I tell you this before?
Well, I remember. Oh, loud. Sorry for being insensitive. If you happen to see Satoko-chan somewhere, please be kind to her. All right. I will. Rika-chan is such a strong girl. Her background is similar to Satoko-chan's, yet she's leading such a steady life. We have Rika-chan and her deceased parents to thank for all of this. Without their understanding and support, we would have never discovered even a hint at a cure so soon. She even endured our inhumane experiments very well. We wouldn't have the results we do today without her support after overcoming her parents' death. Running out of breath. It's not like I'm running out of breath for normal breathing, but for that, I totally was. Um, Everything needs to be the right pressure and stuff. And you can't just squeeze a little extra out at that point. Um, I'd like to repay the debt we owe her somehow. I agree. Tokyo also recognizes that Rika-chan and Satoko-chan have rendered us a distinguished service. They will be compensated for their work someday.
Hey, you guys don't even want to pay for our coffee filters.
Again, don't be mean. You keep bringing that story up. Yes.
But even though all we can do is to compensate them with money, I wish there were a way to pay them back from our hearts.
Takano muttered like she's talking to herself. Thanks for the heads up. But it almost sounded as if she were talking to them. I'm sure there are many ways for us to show our appreciation. There are many ways we can pay them back.
Dr. Irie, Coach, I guess you're already doing that for them all the time. I suppose I should be nice to those girls too.
Indeed. Plus, Rika-chan was very nice to you today.
Huh, I nearly forgot. I have to take that film to get developed first thing in the morning. It was such a wonderful experience. History, culture, the smell of it, everything about it was wonderful.
Irie wondered what she could have experienced during the day. Um, I meant to do Irie's voice, but that voice came out. It worked out well. Tomitake could only smile and act like he didn't know anything. By the way, Takano-san, what do you think of what Rika-chan told us near the end today? What are your thoughts?
I want to believe that it's only paranoia. She did say that there's no absolute proof either.
What's going on? From what you've said, it sounds like Rika-chan's showing some bad symptoms.
Her test results from last week. I thought they came out pretty good. But did you see anything different, Dr. Hirie?
No. They were as stable as always. If Satoko-chan's results are a wave during high tide, Rika-chan's are the quiet surface of a lake. Just like their personalities. What's the possibility of a sudden outbreak? I said probability. What are you talking about? Don't tell me Rika-chan is showing symptoms of the disease progressing.
Rika-chan asked us for something today. She wanted our protection because she feels like someone is going to murder her.
No way. Who would try to kill her? That's impossible. Rika-chan is a beloved mascot here in the village, and I don't think she has any enemies. I think it was just her imagination, too. Why does she think that someone is trying to kill her? If she's experiencing paranoia, she may be in the early L5 stage.
She said she saw it in her dreams. She wants us to reinforce security around her because she feels threatened.
For a young girl like that, it's not uncommon to get scared after having a nightmare. But we need to determine if it was really just a dream, or if she's showing early symptoms of the disease. Oh, okay. Let's give her an urgent checkup tomorrow. I really hope nothing is wrong. She's the most valuable person in this village. I hope she's okay. What should we do if she is? Is what? Uh, what should we do if she isn't?
Jiro-san, if that's what she wants in return for what she showed us today, it's not even a big deal. If she's worried about her safety and wants to rely on us, I think we should support her. That's what paying her back with our hearts is all about.
You're right. Even if she were just dreaming, we'll lose her trust if we don't support her. This is our chance. We found a way to show her our appreciation. Yeah, I agree. Besides, she has a right to seek that support from us.
Yes, we have to make sure to protect her at all times.
That's true. Though that's your job, not mine. So please, give her your best. Understood. Takano-san, please do what you can to keep her safe. It's probably not so serious that we need to bring in the bloodhounds from Tokyo.
True, you can't ask them to come over just because Furuderika had a nightmare. All right. I order at least 4 members of the Mountain Dogs to watch 24 hours a day.
That's impressive. That's tighter security than when I went to Tokyo.
She deserves special treatment. I'll make sure she gets the best security in the country. No one would dare plot an assassination on her. I'll get the best bodyguards out there.
Okay.
Not even a super spy could lay a finger on her. Meow, meow. Onigafuchi
Takano-san, did something good happen? Uh, I mean... I'm glad that's over. Higurashi no Nakakoro ni Kai. Any new tips? Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Ah, I am moving on. I am saving this. Um, yeah, we're doing something else. Um, I think I'm going to use my PS2 and stream Warriors Inochi. It's not even from the start, although it's the kind of game that you don't really need to know what's going on. It's a hack and slash. Um, it's a crossover of Samurai Warriors and Dynasty Warriors. So you got players as in characters involved, actors, so to speak, characters from ancient China. You got characters from medieval Japan. Um, Basically, they're sent to this um, other world. You know, it's an isekai. It's an isekai. You go to another world, um, try to rally together to defeat the bad guys. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Um, so let me switch. Hello? 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 Okay, let's bring this way down. Bring this way down. And this too. I'll turn this down on my end. Alright. Let's turn that way down, yeah. Here, I'll do it like this. Let's get an intro now. Get to chill. I've been meaning to just do this on my own time for a while this week and not getting to it. Alright. Alright. Keep that the same. Yeah. Alright. Weapon fusion. I made a mistake. I had a bronze fork for what Jing Tai, I think her name was. But I accidentally fused it into a long fork, and you're supposed to do it the other way if you want to preserve the base attack of that weapon. Hold on. Rage. All right. Flame and range. Multi-mic do it too. Let's first select that. Alright. Flame range. Rage and range right next to each other. Flame and ice together. Why not? And then take this one and this one. Add a tap. That's all that I'm using for. Alright. Yeah, that was a nightmare, this one.
trying to lure enemies into an ambush, and it's like, if you start to engage them directly, it tells you don't engage them directly, just lure them. But the one's AI, it was just, it kept turning back at a certain point, and it was so infuriating, having to run back, constantly check after them, run back. Anyway, I had to get there without all the enemies, and the ambush failed. The battle overall ended in a victory, but that was just... I guess we should do this one first. Battle of Shizugatake. Coalition Army and Hojo Army versus Orochi Army. Oh.
Hearing that the uprising led by the Hojo army was being forcibly suppressed by the Orochi army, Yukimura Sanada raced to the rescue. The leader of the Orochi army was Pang Day, an officer of Wei, now subservient to Orochi. Witnessing the selfless and tragic struggle of the Hojo soldiers firsthand, Pang Day was secretly filled with shame at his own cowardice. Yukimura must win two battles, the battle to rescue the Hojo, and the battle for Pang Day's soul.
I didn't really even take that into consideration, but I'm assuming Pang Day's from Wei, and we want to win him over. Could have used giant mallets, but whatever. We had to win over Yukimura last time. I'm sure anybody even watching this on YouTube, because nobody's watching this on Twitch right now, even cares about this game. But I want to keep the stream going just to see what happens. And, you know, I don't think it's going to be any deal breakers. My machine must be a snake then. Oh, who's down there? Oh, it's only that far. I thought there was one down further that was pointing to. And at this point, Hojo Ijimasa doesn't have his own character model. That started with, I think, Samurai Warriors 3, which I also had at some point. I chose to lend it to a friend along with WarioWare Smooth Moves. They're both for the Wii. And so she left it with a friend along with her Wii. And so, you know, when she was telling me this, I was, this after I asked about those games. The implication was that I would never see them again. But oh well. Just have to buy them again. I also need to buy Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn all over again because the disc we had was scratched, and something that was inevitable to happen in a certain battle made it stop working, made it freeze each and every time. So all right. It's Pang Day. He's the main boss, so we probably have to fight him, just like with Yukimura. Change his mind that way. Fight!
Pang Day. I thought of him as a man of honor. Why does he side with evil?
He seems to have lost sight of the path he should be taking.
Then let us show him the way and welcome him into our fold.
Go!
the Hojo and I. Their bonds are weak. They will be easily broken.
The only way to stay alive is to surrender to Orochi. Surrender is shameful, but what other choice do we have?
The Hojo army is outnumbered, and their morale is flagging. We must prevent them from surrendering to the enemy.
Right now, our priority must be to save the Hojo.
It's good I started going that way.
I stop enemy. You go hell.
Oh, come on. You should have been within range. It's the first time someone's hearing me. Or first time someone might ostensibly be hearing me in the future. Playing this kind of a game.
I do not want to die.
By the way, I found out Sengoku Musou's rival franchise Sengoku Basara is what women play for all the Hike men, handsome men.
What can we do in the face of such might?
And Rekijo, I think, is what that kind of a woman is called. But that friend that I was talking about had a Sengoku Basara game. She brought it out when I came to visit one day.
In the face of such an enemy,
And,
we forgot the pride of our men.
she must be one of those
From now
types.
on, we will fight with
Or at least she
iron will.
seemed to be around the time I knew her.
They stride boldly forth to certain death with true faith
Oh,
in
there's
their
a
cause.
my.
Whereas I,
Perfect.
what am I doing?
I don't want any mercy.
It's almost useless to do Musou with him.
It's overrated. I choose life.
I would rather fight for a serpent than die like a dog.
His son.
This is it?
Why isn't he a secret person with Hojo?
Surrender is not so bad.
Thank you. We were about to abandon hope. You beside us, we will never surrender.
The Hojo has been brave.
Oh, so I was supposed to go to all of them and not just
They kept to their
get one
principles.
boss.
I wish I could say the same for myself.
If I'd have known, they don't spell this out for you.
If you refuse to bend, then you will break.
But I don't think it'll like give you any.
If we
This
attack
was
now,
before
we'll
the age of
surround the enemy.
achievements, and
Hojo must stay and repel
I
the
don't think
enemies.
there's any lasting
Or
impact
we will drive them out.
on future battles if you don't do it exactly the way they want you to, basically. Ooh, this track is kind of neat sounding so far.
I shall teach you the horrors of war.
I dare you to try
All right.
to take my head.
Feel the venom coursing through your veins. Feel the venom coursing through your veins.
I thought I brought Jing first.
Plans are in place. Time to execute.
Let me jump where I want. Okay, let the villains.
There is still some glory left for the taking. Hammer you win, some you lose.
Victory is mine! Your spear almost cannot trace its movement.
New weapon. Let's hope it's something better in the long term. Something better than the weapon we've made using.
Shall return before this is all over.
Alright, another new weapon for her. What's the other one?
The dragon rises. I don't want any mercy. I humbly request, stand and fight. I don't want any mercy.
I was just about to call for reinforcements.
Here I come.
I'm coming.
Your selfish rampage is at an end. Know your place, lowly scoundrel.
Get ready to taste my steel! Get ready to taste my steel! Years of experience upon it. I shall teach you the basics of serenity.
I had
Stay alive.
They sure don't make it. Big hammer.
Nothing?
I will always stay alive.
They sure don't make it.
truly amazing.
There's nothing else for it. They sure don't make it. Big hammer. Discretion is the better part of valor. They sure don't make it.
Simply magnificent.
Inconceivable.
They sure don't make enemy of.
Truly amazing.
There's nothing else for it. They sure don't make enemy of. Like they used to.
Truly amazing.
Isn't there one more? That's cool if they're like cavalry too. It's neat.
Defeat. Yeah.
Let me get my horse.
I will go down fighting.
We must fight down to the last man.
Can't zoom in on the map in this game. Should probably go the way they're going. Yeah, I look like that. I don't know why they're not pressing forward. I know I'm not talking much, sorry. Now they're pressing forward.
Lord Pengde, you're a fine warrior and a man of honor. Why do you fight with Orochi?
I know no other way than the way of the warrior.
Nice.
Where did you get that arsenal? It looks foreign. What are you doing?
I simply follow the way of the warrior.
Yes, but what purpose does your will serve? Dragon?
I wasted that missile. But it's not very good anyway.
Impressive. Keep it up.
Alrighty.
Escape is our only option.
They sure don't make enemy officers like they used to.
Impressive. Keep it up.
They sure don't make enemy officers like they used to.
You have more belief than I ever had. You are too good for me.
I can maybe run around and get some items back. Something stuffed in a barrel or box. I never got more limeade. I would have normally gotten filtered water, but what was filtered already. Still needed to be refrigerated enough, and it wasn't. Refill. Alright. Flame rate. Ice Rage. Flame Rage. Ice Range Might. Ice Range. Yes. Not Rage. Sure. Cobra Fork. Alright. Alright. Yes. Ugh. I don't think I want to do another one right now. Maybe I could do some weapon fusion. Hope Brave. Flame Flash Select. Bolt Agility. Brave Agility. Hold on, I want to see what attribute that is. Disables enemies' blocks. Oh, that's... yeah. Let's go with that, I guess. Oh, flash. What's agility? Increase attack speed, I don't really need that. forget what Flash does already, but I know I want it. How much I remember. Bolt agility. Bolt flash. I'll just leave it alone, I think. She's got a Cobra for it. That's 19. Multi-range. Here. Now, no, back. This way. Alright. Flame absorb, range multi-rage. Which ones are represented here? Flame, range, rage. Multi. Might. Ice. Slay. I want slay. Flame, slay. Increases attack strength. Attack range. Slay. Let's add this as well. And range, I guess. Yes. All right. Okay. Well, I think that's gonna call it for the stream. Yeah, let's close this. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. As always, if you like what you see, please feel free to click follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube. I update my schedule every week. And tomorrow we're going to be streaming Silent Hill F again, or we're going to be streaming more Silent Hill F, I should say, around 1:30. No Cyberpunk or other stream, it looks like, for Thursday. Yeah, tomorrow, Silent Hill F. I'm looking forward to it. So if you are too, be sure to tune in then. Feel free to join my Discord. I also post stream notifications on Blue Sky and X. But yeah, I've enjoyed this today. Anyway, I'm Regulus Pastor, and until next time, Wale!